The transmission had been broadcasting for 3,000 years before humanity finally heard it. Captain Maria Rodriguez stood on the bridge of the Perseverance, watching the massive alien structure grow larger on their viewscreen. The Zephyrian Nexus, once the crown jewel of a galactic empire that had spanned 40 systems, now drifted silent and dark through the void, its bioluminescent corridors flickering like dying fireflies. "Still can't believe we're the only ones who came," muttered Chief Engineer Thompson, his weathered hands dancing across holographic controls. 7 different species received that distress call. 7. And we're the only idiots who showed up. Rodriguez smiled grimly. The other species, the pragmatic Altarians, the calculating Vex Collective, the proud Stellar Commonwealth, had all dismissed the Zephyrian plea as a lost cause. Their empire was crumbling, their homeworld consumed by a plague that turned their crystalline biology against itself. Why waste resources on the dying? But humans had never been good at writing off the hopeless. The first shuttle bay they docked with was vast enough to hold 3 human destroyers. Ancient pictographs covered the walls, telling stories of Zephyrian expansion across the stars. Now those same walls were cracked, leaking atmosphere that sparkled with crystalline spores, beautiful and deadly. "Environmental suits, everyone," Rodriguez ordered. "Remember, these spores don't affect carbon-based life, but they're toxic to anything with silicon substrates. That includes our ship's computer cores." The exploration team moved through corridors that hummed with fading power. Emergency lighting cast eerie shadows as they followed the beacon's signal deeper into the station. They passed chambers filled with towering Zephyrians in various stages of crystallization, their bodies slowly transforming into statue-like formations as the plague progressed. "Captain, Dr. Elizabeth Warren's voice crackled through the comm. "I'm reading massive data storage facilities ahead. If the Zephyrians really did preserve their entire cultural database here, we're looking at knowledge spanning 50,000 years of galactic civilization." They found Ambassador KRYL-9 in the central archive chamber, his tall, angular form partially crystallized but still mobile. His multifaceted eyes reflected the holographic displays that surrounded him like a tornado of information. You actually came," his voice resonated through their translators, carrying harmonics of disbelief and hope. "We sent the message to 7 species. Only humans responded." Rodriguez removed her helmet, ignoring Thompson's sharp intake of breath. The air was thin but breathable, filled with the scent of ozone and something like cinnamon. "We had a choice," she said simply. "Help or walk away." Wasn't really a choice at all. KRYL-9's crystalline features shifted in what their xenobiologists had identified as surprise. "But we offer nothing in return. Our empire falls. Our people die. We are, what is your term? A lost cause." "Maybe," Rodriguez shrugged, "but you're still people, and people shouldn't die alone." Over the following weeks, the human fleet worked tirelessly. They couldn't cure the plague, that was beyond current medical science. But they could evacuate the survivors, preserve the archives, and ensure that Zephyrian culture would survive even if their biology could not. The other galactic powers watched with bemusement as humans spent enormous resources on what they deemed a futile gesture. The Altarians sent diplomatic messages questioning human sanity. The Vex Collective ran probability calculations that showed 0 strategic benefit. But as the last Zephyrian transport ship joined the human convoy, carrying seeds of their civilization to new worlds, Ambassador KRYL-9 transmitted a message across the galaxy. Not a distress call this time, but a testament. "We have learned something profound." His words echoed across the stars. "In our 50 millennia of existence, we conquered worlds, built vast fleets, accumulated unimaginable wealth. But we never truly understood civilization until we met a species that would risk everything for strangers simply because it was right." The message spread through space, translated into 100 languages, carried by quantum relays to every corner of known space. And in the depths of space, other dying civilizations, forgotten colonies, failing stations, lost expeditions, began to listen for human frequencies. They had learned something the galaxy's greatest powers had forgotten. When the universe grows dark and cold, you don't look for the strongest light. You look for the one that refuses to go out.